ticking, waxing to a full lunar blood eclipse moon in Libra on Passover today. This is your Lunar Nation Cosmology forecast for the spring through the summer of 2014. We'll be talking about 5 celestial historic events happening sequentially, starting with Mars aligning with the moon, spring's grand cardinal cross, April's eclipses, new and full moon, the tetrad blood moons, or a series of 4 blood moons occurring from the spring of 2014 and ending in the fall of 2015. And then finally, a 6-planet configuration of the Star of David in the heavens starting on June 1st. I hope you find this cosmology reading and forecast practical and informative. Let's start with Mars retrograde. It's been that way since January, and it's the cause of why we had such a long winter and while spring was delayed in beginning. Mars rules Aries, which starts the vernal equinox, and while it's been retrograde, our relationships have also had a delayed start in finalizing agreements or in resolving issues. Once Mars goes forward after Mother's Day on the 19th of May, we can begin again. We can pick up where we left off, or initiatives that we started in January that never took root. We can start to formalize our agreements after May 19th, not before. Mars can be affected in 2 ways here. It can be initiated as bullying energy, which is destructive, or leadership energy, which is constructive. Mars aligns with the moon on Passover, so we're feeling emotionally jostled and we have a heightened sensitivity. The moon is our ruler as a nation. America was born on July 4th, and as such, when Mars aligns with us, we start to feel aggression around us and aggression coming through us. As Mars moves forward after May, keep your ear out in the news for warring tensions to start to pick up, the drumbeats of conflict as Mars leaves Libra and goes into Scorpio. The next I'd like to talk about is the Grand Cardinal Cross, and it's cardinal because it's in the 4 cardinal signs. It's literally 4 planets creating a crucifix in the heavens. This represents crisis and obstacles that are reminiscent of the 1930s, because that's when it last appeared. The Cardinal Cross consists of Mars in Libra, opposite Uranus in Aries, square Jupiter in Cancer, and Pluto in Capricorn. That Cardinal Cross in the 30s occurred in 1934 specifically, and as we know, that decade was rough. It started with the crash of the stock market, and it pulled us into World War II. Microcosmically, individuals will feel compelled to take action regarding their personal interests, security, alliances, and success. And globally, Powers will feel compelled to take action regarding their personal interests, their security, their alliances, and their success in worldly affairs. Again, the energy can be used constructively or destructively. We have two eclipses in the month of April. One is a full moon on Passover in Libra, and the other is a new moon in Taurus on the 29th. The combined influences of the Libra moon and the Taurus moon puts an emphasis on the arts and humanities, ecology and science. Macrocosmically, there will be enforced adjustments in partnerships and alliances regarding actual resources. On an individual level, only tried and true alliances will endure, so do not invest in anything that is risky. Those things that are tried and true will be the only stable things that you can count on for the next 6 months. In the next 6 months, issues and concerns around shared economies and resources will be paramount. Things like food, water, and how our economies are interdependent. Historic negotiations and treaties and agreements will be signed and developed, involving genetics, involving food engineering, involving equal rights, because Libra rules ethics, equal rights and diplomacy. So there'll be breakthroughs in artistic expression as well that will be on stage, screen, and in music. Taurus celebrates biocultural diversity in nature and humanity. And so there will be an emphasis in the next 6 months on our economy, global as well as national, on ecology and genetics again. The next thing I'd like to talk about is the blood moons, the tetrad, or series of 4 blood moons starting on Passover 2014 and ending on Sukkot, which is in September of 2015. These blood moons are unique because they are occurring on Jewish holidays or festivals, the first being Passover on the 15th, and then the next one is in October of this year, and that's on Sukkot, and then there will be another blood moon on April 4th, 2015 on Passover, and then finally the last blood moon on the 28th of September, also on Sukkot. These holidays or festivals are taken to the Old Testament and prophecies relating to the moon turning to blood and the sun is sackcloth of ashes. So these have a prophetic or an omen quality to them. Negative only in that we don't do anything about our state of affairs. Positive that we lay a foundation for our children to move forward. Forward because these are in Aries and Libra. Aries being the sign that rules taking initiative, and Libra ruling taking initiative but being aware of others. So there will be a constant balance between me and them, or I and us. So there will be a balancing act in this series of tetrad blood moons from the spring of this year to the fall of 2015. Another unique factor here is that there's a total annual solar eclipse, a full total solar eclipse that will be seen over Jerusalem on the vernal equinox of 2015. So Jerusalem, Israel, is tied into this series of tetrad blood moons. Whereas the eclipses of April, the one on the 15th, Passover, although it's a blood moon, it can only be seen over the United States, central USA. So whenever an eclipse is seen from the Earth, that area geographically becomes activated. Politically, socially, seismically. This one is in Libra, and so we will have to play nice or fair with others. The next eclipse on the 29th, that new moon in Taurus, is visible only from Antarctica. So we will see increased extremes in polar ice caps melting, increased climate change news, extremities with sea levels rising, land eroding. The map may change, the geographical map may change on the globe for coastal cities. All of this has a 6-month to a year forecast. But it's something that we can take and change if we want to. That's the beauty of choice. We can choose to arrest our carbon footprint or throw caution to the wind and let the chips fall where they may. That's the lesson of the blood moons. The final event is a 6-planet configuration over the globe, and these 6 planets will create literally a unified Star of David starting on June 1st. They will combine the Moon in Virgo, Venus in Taurus, Pluto in Capricorn. Those are the Earth triangle, the top part of the Star of David. And so the emphasis again is on the Earth, on Gaia, and her need to be nurtured and taken care of and respected. The lower part of the Star of David is in water signs, and that's Jupiter in Cancer, Saturn in Scorpio, and Neptune in Pisces, emphasis on water. I hope you find this overview, again, informative and practical.